Hello there, my name is Mark de Mar, Somnium Traveler, editor of the Somnium Times. Today I want to have a look at the Somnium Space 2D client. Normally I am in VR, and when I do my in-world recordings I use my VR headset, but not everybody has a VR headset obviously, and in that case a 2D client is the way to go. So yeah, today I want to give you a thorough walkthrough of the 2D client. You may be wondering why I'm on top of a mountain. The thing is that I went for a walk yesterday in the beautiful Winterland here in Somnium Space. I visited a Somnium world, Ultra Lord's Cyberpunk City, which is not too far from here, and after visiting his world I decided to go for another walk and climb up the mountain. And you always spawn where you last left Somnium Space, so that doesn't matter whether that was in VR or in the 2D client. You always spawn where you left Somnium Space the last time. Now the thing is that normally you would spawn it's at Somnium Waypoint, at least the first time that you log in. You spawn at Somnium Waypoint, and Somnium Waypoint is over here. You may see that in the distance, this land which is suspended in mid-air. You can't miss it. That's part of Somnium Waypoint, the central city, and you can see this building over here that is Somnium Space HQ. So they're headquartered here. This gives us a great view of Somnium Space actually, and you can see how much has been built. There are mountains over here. This is Deep Oasis Lake, the body of water here. The middle of Somnium Space, and yeah, there are lots of roads here. Currently there's snow everywhere. It's winter in Somnium Space, and yeah, this is great land, and it roughly measures 5 by 5 kilometers. If you would have to translate that to physical world dimensions, it consists of 5,000 parcels. Not all parcels have been sold. I think it's roughly like half, or maybe a little bit more than that. But you can definitely see how busy people have been and how much they have been building. And it's so many interesting builds here. There are so many different galleries and party places and just people having fun. Building, making homes for themselves and just experimenting, right? So great stuff. Anyway, let's have a look at this 2D client. And first of all, you can see here this is the mouse pointer here, and it's of course very important. Then here at the top left we have a number of buttons that we will talk about. On the top right we have the tablet, which we'll come back to, and there are some other elements here in the bottom left and bottom right corners of the screen. First of all, let's talk a little bit about navigation. If you right-click the mouse, or the right mouse button, and then move, you can see that I can start rotating, and as I rotate, you can see that I'm actually or my avatar is rotating along, right? So I'm always looking at my avatar from the back, right? So this makes it easy, of course, because if I start moving forward, I can use the right mouse button to change the direction in which I'm walking, right? So if I would walk forward now, I will move like that, but if I do like that, I start suddenly moving complete opposite direction, right? So that makes it very easy. So I'm just using my arrow key. I can also walk back, obviously, also again with the arrow down, arrow up, or you can use the W key on your keyboard and the S key for going back. Now you have arrows to the right and left. Keyboard, it would be the D key. I can walk that way, and with the A key I can walk to the left. So to the right, to the left, forward and backward. So that would be W, A, S, D. So W forward, A to the left, S backwards and D to the right. And again, I can just, holding down my right mouse button, I can turn the direction. That's the absolute basics here, right? So let's practice a little bit and let's just start walking. I may start sliding actually because it's quite steep. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to show as well is that mostly the mouse has a mouse wheel, right? So if I start kind of doing like this, I use my mouse wheel now, so I can zoom in and out. So that's a good one as well. So to remember. So I've zoomed in a little bit, just holding down the W key now, and I will just also using my mouse and keeping down the right mouse button, I can nicely control where I'm walking. It's a beautiful day, Somnium Space. It's always a beautiful day in Somnium Space. Every day is a beautiful day. Even when it's raining, it's still beautiful. We go down to the forest here. Can I run? Yes, I can run. In that case, what I will do is I hold down the shift key while I walk forward, and you can see I start running, right? And at the same time, if you look at the bottom left corner of your 2D client here, you can see that my stamina is going down. So at some point I'm just too tired from the running, and you can see it will automatically just start walking. And as I walk, my stamina increases again, and it allows me, if I hold down the shift key now, I can start running again, right? And it goes down again. So yeah, that's quite an important part of being in Somnium Space. It takes time to go from A to B. Whether you are in VR or 2D, it takes time. There are teleportation hubs spread out through Somnium Space, and they are great. You can use them to speed up going from one place to another, but you can't just teleport to any random parcel in the 2D client or in VR. There is something called the Somnium Web, which is a web client, and there you can jump from parcel, or you can instantly jump to a parcel by using a simple URL. Somnium Web is different though, because you will not be able to walk. Oh, look at that nice house here. You will not be able to walk from parcel to parcel like I do now in the 2D client. You can only jump to parcels, but it's still a great way. It's a very easy way to check out different parcels and the different structures on the parcels. You can have meetings and share the URL with people, and yeah, that works very well. So basically you have three ways to join Somnium Space, right? You can, the best way is a VR headset, and then there's the 2D client, and then we have Somnium Web, which only requires the URL, and you can use that on any device with a browser, so that would include tablets, smartphones, etc. Anyway, let's look a little bit more at the UI. One thing I can do if I want to take a screenshot, or maybe I just want to hide the UI, I can click this button here, and you can see that the UI is gone. I can get that back by pressing H, like that. Or I can actually hide it by H, pressing H on your keyboard. You can toggle. Now an interesting one is the photo mode here, and if I click that one, you can see that something changes here. And this photo mode is really created to allow you to create great pictures, right? You have filters. You can see that if I click on that, how it changes. This is a beautiful beautiful one, inverted actually, dark, sepia. Reset view is I can kind of reset it to the default view. Focus far, focus near, and filmic, old film. That's interesting, this one. Apocalypse, and even okay. Anyway, So yeah, you can play around with this. You can make some great pictures. And if you want to take a picture, you simply press capture. It will do something like this, and you can either discard the picture or keep it. Now the thing is, often you wouldn't want to take a picture like this, with in this case with looking at me from the back. You want something different. You want to be in your picture. You want to create a selfie, right? So in that case, what you would click is free camera. And free camera now, once this is clicked, if I use the right mouse button again, I'm going to turn, right? You can see something different is happening. As I rotate the view, my avatar is not rotating. You see that? So now, let me do something background. I want this in the background, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here, switch on photo mode, free camera, turn around, and beautiful. Yeah, looks good to me. So I'll press capture. Awesome, great picture. Or maybe not. I'll discard it, we'll try again. Let's try something with focus near. Do something like this. So focus near. That's beautiful. That's cool. Capture. Great picture. Anyway, you can switch off free camera again by pressing this button, and suddenly I'm looking at myself again from the back. Reset the view, and you can exit mode. Great, so next thing, let's have a look at the tablet here. You can see that if I move my mouse over the tablet, it will expand, and you can see that there are a number of buttons. The browser, camera, friends, chat, and events are not available just yet, but what we have here in the 2D client is the map, avatar, and settings. Let's click on map. And this is interesting because this is exactly the same UI tablet actually that you have in VR. We can now search for parcels. I want to go to parcel 3009. I was there yesterday. It's Ultra Lord's parcel, on which he has a Somnium world, a place to Somnium world that has Cyberpunk City. I click on the parcel 3009 and it tells me that this parcel is actually very close. It's 369 meters. You can see at the on the ground here there's an arrow, right? So I need to walk into that direction, and let's do that. Let's move it, and then we go. And you can see I'm closing in. Now let's run. We should be there any minute. So you see how easy it is to find parcels, right? You can just search for a parcel on the map. There we are. We can search for a parcel on the map here, and then click it, and it will tell you exactly where to go. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can move it, and you can see where I am currently, which is here. So that's where parcel 3009 is. I came from here actually. When we started, I was on the mountain and came down, and then ran towards parcel 3009. These are teleportation hubs. So you can see those. You can use those to move a bit quicker and to jump from one place on the map to another. But it's limited. You can see you can't just jump to any random parcel. There is still effort required in a way. You would need to walk over to the nearest teleportation hub. There's quite a few at the city center actually. You would still need to walk over to a teleportation hub and then teleport to another teleportation hub, and then from there walk to your destination. This is quite a fundamental feature in Somnium Space. You can't just instantly go to any place you like and jump in and out. The actual distance plays a role here. It takes time to go from A to B, and that contributes to the immersive feeling, the feeling that you're really in one big giant persistent space with everybody else. It will take time to go from A to B. One thing that you can do is from anywhere in Somnium Space, wherever you are, you can jump to the main plaza. So that's the central square at Somnium Waypoint by clicking this button. We can try that a bit later and then see how that works. Jump from Parcel 3009 right to the city center. So I'll do that a bit later. Let's go back. Before we go into the world and have a look at Cyberpunk City from the 2D client, let's look at avatar. You can see that you can change your avatar using the tablet. I've some custom avatars, and this is the one. This is my current avatar, but I have, for example, the Englishman is one of my avatars as well. And if I say use avatar, you can now see, and let me use the photo mode so you can properly see me. Sorry, I need to use free camera, obviously. And you can see that this is the Englishman. So I just switch avatar like that, very easy. And let's exit again, and I have another one, the robot here. You see, it's very quick. There we go. But let me go back to my usual self. So you can dress for the occasion, so to say. Settings. There are some interesting settings here that you can play around with. It's something about the graphic details, how distant parcels will show and whether they will show a lot of detail or not. There are some ways to control volume of other people, other avatars, volume that comes, or the audio that comes from parcels, the ambient volume, the sounds of Somnium Space itself, and cards, and you can control the microphone as well, and do some other things, turning off the players' panels that hover above their heads, and also like there are these achievement badges hovering above people. You can turn them off, and yeah, so that's extremely handy to have this tablet. We've had it for quite some time, of course, in VR, and not that long ago we got it in the 2D client as well, and yeah, it's a big step forward. Another thing here is that we talked about the stamina already, but there is this ability to to express yourself in different ways. You could, for example, click an emoji here, and you can see me starting to dance. And this actually, if I log out a bit, zoom out a bit, you can see me laughing, and at the same time emojis. So this is a way to show people how you feel. Applause, yay, and high five, or no, just waving. So yeah, lots of possibilities here. So yeah, let's have a look at Ultralord's Cyberpunk City. I was there yesterday in VR, but we're now going to explore it in 2D. And the way to do that is simply to click the world, and you can see that this will come up. It's a medium world, 200 megabytes. It means that you have 200 megabytes to 200 megabyte limit for your Somnium World project. You need to download, so click download, click enter to world. There we go. Look at that. This is different, isn't it? So we came from Somnium Space, this winter wonderland, and we are now in the middle of some futuristic cyberpunk environment. let me go to photo mode and the free camera. It's a bit to just have a great look at the city here. So isn't this amazing? We just spawned to a completely different environment. So we were in Somnium space and now we're here. And everything works the same. Like we have the you can see the photo mode here, and I can play around with the different filters, inverted, dark, and then if I zoom in a bit, and let's do something, let's do the focus near again. I think I need to, yeah, there we go. It's pretty, isn't it? Like that. And then capture. Yeah, that's me in Cyberpunk City, but now in the 2D client. Again, whether you are in VR or in 2D, it doesn't really matter. You can interact with everything in the world, with everyone in the world, whether they are in VR or 2D. So it's a great option. If you do not own a VR headset, then you can enjoy all the goodness of Somnium Space. I do have to say that owning a VR headset and experiencing Somnium Space in VR is unparalleled. There is nothing that comes close to actually experiencing, for example, this Cyberpunk City in VR. It is just completely different from your traditional way to play games, having the classic 2D view, you could say, that we're looking at right now, and compare that to VR, where you actually feel that you're in the space. And I was here yesterday, and I used my VR headset, and I'm in this city, right? So if you're curious, you don't own a VR headset, but you love Somnium Space, then I would recommend investing in a VR headset and the gear to actually immerse yourself in Somnium Space like that. Until then, we would love to see you, of course, also using the 2D client. Let's exit the world again, and you can see there's a button now because I'm in this Somnium world. I have to press exit from world to get out of it. So I'll press that. There we are, back in the snow. One thing that I want to do is to teleport myself to the city center. So I click on map. There is a button called Go to Main Plaza. So I'll click that one, and I'll find myself, rolling over. I find myself at the Central Plaza. So I can't go anywhere I want, but I can go back to the city center very quickly in this way. Great. So thanks for joining me on this little adventure using the 2D client. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, hope to see you, of course, in Somnium Space, whether that's using Somnium Web, the 2D client, or VR. Everybody is welcome. Come discover all the beauty in Somnium Space. For now, take very good care. Stay safe and see you in the Metaverse. Bye bye.